This talk, actually, I have been, in some sense, a blessed person because of so many first-hand contact with really enlightened people. And it's an outcome of thinking which maybe provide some insights for tomorrow. So there is a new design context, new context for design education, which is quite different than when I was a student here in 1970. Two things have changed. First, there is the sustainability crisis. The way of life as we know now is not sustainable, even for the richest of the rich, because there is fast depletion of material resources. This is well known. We just keep, can we have like as dark as possible? Fast depletion of material resources. And growth in world population is not the main cause for this. In the last 50 years, world's population increased just by 50%, but resource utilization increased 1,000% at the same time. This made rush to buy things all the time. Outcome of this mindset. So we have advertisements like this. Finally, the amazing iPhone 4 now available, invite all the world's problems solved. For people who already have watches and bags and perfumes and cigarettes and whatever, to tempt them into buying more so they can throw and buy again. Just 200 years of following the material economy, the world is unsustainable. Fortunately, the material economy is at end, and we already have the beginning of the knowledge and the creative economy. Professor Sakaya, when he gave me this book in 1993, this visionary book, actually anticipated the knowledge economy and its profound impact on everything. And the fundamental point is the world to which we have grown accustomed is coming to an end. Material economy and knowledge economy have completely different and opposite set of properties. In material economy, because the more physical things you have, the richer you are, you develop an accumulative instinct to own more and more. There is a race and competition in owning more than others. This creates a stress of ownership and development of selfishness because you want to keep. If you give to somebody, what you have will become less. As opposed to this, in knowledge economy, the wealth of knowledge expands and enriches by free sharing with everybody. One-time effort creates wealth. If something is more valuable when more people use it, and it promotes sharing, collaborating, expressing, and creating, and many different kinds of wealth emerge than just physical and material wealth. So the signs are everywhere. A new digital lifestyle is emerging for the knowledge and creative economy, which, first of all, means the physical is reducing and shrinking. There are multiple uses possibilities of the same physicality. There is less value to actually own something and more value to sharing, collaborating, expressing, and being creative. And there are new parameters of wealth. In our tradition, we have 8 Mahalakshmis. Adi Lakshmi, Aishwarya Lakshmi, Dhan Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Gaj Lakshmi, Santan Lakshmi, Vijay Lakshmi, and Veer Lakshmi, not just money in the bank. Wealth and resources, you may have a wealth of friends, a wealth of idea, wealth of energy, wealth of enthusiasm, a huge network of people, that's your wealth. No one is really poor, just unaware of one's wealth. The physical money system is just a conversion system for converting one kind of wealth into another. And in this kind of situation, it doesn't really matter how much money you have, but what's important is what great things one is capable of doing to realizing one's own potential. And the physically is something which is so strongly manifesting itself from all the directions. And we can ask these questions in view of the sustainability crisis. Do we need light in the space or do we need lamps and light fittings? Because lamps and light fittings consume material. Do we need pleasant airflow or do we need air conditioners? Do we want music or do we want music systems? And it's quite possible, if you want to reduce consumption of material, that we integrate functions rather than develop separate products for them. Light, climate control, music, images, movies, all can be built into the environment, and you can throw away the objects. Objects now are interfaces. The same physicality can be used in so many different ways. An iPhone is a calculator or compass or decimeter and hundreds of other possible objects. You just need to recreate it. In this kind of era, the act of shaping physicality, according to me, giving shape to objects, is no longer a valuable activity, because in the consumption economy, we design products so they'd be thrown away. And to give shape to them is a trivial and worthless activity. I've seen in design offices in China, giving shape is like a labor activity. $500, you get 10 variations, and nearly everything anyway looks same, even when designers do it. The incredible possibility, the excitement is the world is getting rewritten, and it's an opportunity that we write some of it. It's the time to invent and to innovate and not redesign. Design schools in India, IDC, NID, IIT, are primarily geared, if you look at what they produce and the kind of projects they take, they are geared towards service and product enhancement. They add value through design. This is the mantra we are hearing since the beginning, to increase profitability of businesses. It's time for design to stop being a service profession and become a knowledge profession that will put it in its proper platform. So what is emerging and what are the possibilities which we can articulate together? A new enriched digital lifestyle is an achievable goal for everybody. Affordable access, anyone can afford all the books, all the music, all the movies, all the images, the creative tools, not to own, but to subscribe at very cheap. The possibility of Sarvodaya is realizable. The whole world can win. There need not be global competitiveness. Because this simple point in knowledge economy, the joy is experienced in the mind. To bring happiness, you just need to touch the mind. The needs of the physical body are very few: food, shelter, and clothing. You sit together with your friends and talk, and there cannot be a better experience in that. We've been hearing about global competitiveness and monetizing and this and that and revenue streams, but there's a whole lot of life outside the act of selling and buying. And huge opportunities exist outside the market economy for societal benefits. New technologies, new products, quite disconnected fields are providing very simple and inexpensive solutions. And based on these new products for unmet needs, for emerging technology possibilities, opportunities for innovation constantly coming. We developed KAN in 2004 in IIT Bombay. It's transforming the education scenario. Over 4 lakh teachers have been changed. State governments adopted in a big way. 80 lakh students already using it. Another simple problem, the problem of clean drinking water and irrigation for agriculture are two of the major problems of rural India. There's erratic or no electric supply. There's non-availability of groundwater. And except in rainy season, rest of the year, there's always a shortage of water. If we look at this scenario, we can see it from the narrow product design point of view, and then it's just a problem of making the handle more ergonomic or making the shape somehow better. But if we look at the whole problem, a whole set of new possibilities, emerging solutions come up which will allow and which will have a much greater positive impact. We have solar power based drinking water. We can think of solar power tube wells, solar power water supply systems, solar powered irrigation solutions for round the year irrigation. We have to stop playing at the object level, because we only make an impact when we design and get involved in the complete ecosystem of the product and ensure its implementation on a nationwide or global scale. This is the big possibility. The effort, a very small effort, can magnify. Sound from a small auditorium can fill the whole space. Image from a small phone can fill the whole wall. A soft voice can be broadcast alive throughout the world and have great transforming experience. Wealth is the ability to generate new ideas, and innovative and creative minds are the greatest asset of a nation. The ability to think different, ability to think and work, to find own directions in areas to contribute, and to find one's own sense of purpose. But what we have from kindergarten to postgraduate education is a system of education by submission. Submission to authority. Authority of the school. This is my son's KG school book. There is the instruction sheets come. All books and exercise books must be properly covered in brown paper with neat sticker having the student's detail by order. The authority of the school begins from lower KG. There are disciplinary rules which describe what actions will be taken to discipline the general behavior of the student. What will happen if he is found indisciplined will be written warning. The offense is repeated. A person in KGQ already an offender who has to be provided corrected behavior. And if the offense is repeated for the second time and third time, should maintain complete discipline, should move in a single file. Conversion in English should be compulsory. There are warning pages in the school handbook, teachers' remarks, principal's remarks, action taken, homework not done, authority addicts. This is how we make students authority addicts. So when they come to IDC, they're constantly asking, they have no idea what to do on their own. And they're constantly asking how we should do something. Current education system denies nearly everybody the freedom to be what they want to be. First, you have to get admitted to a school. This is permission to learn something. Then once you get admitted, you have no say in what you learn. The school decides. There's a prescribed syllabus. What you learn, when you learn, from whom you learn. The entire timetable from 8:30 to 8:30 in the night, completely filled with colored blocks, which will precisely tell what you will do. These are the fixations of the current education system. You can only learn visual ergonomics from 3:30 to 5:30 in classroom number this from so and so person, nothing else. That's the only way teaching can happen. You just cannot learn what you want in one day. The fundamental problem is education, whose purpose is to be a support system, has become a control system. Institutionalized teaching primarily exists to support itself. Someone said universities exist to provide jobs to teachers, to ensure their own continuance, authority, and power. Teaching and learning are two completely different things. Current education system designed for the convenience of teaching. All the systems are designed with this objective. Our education system, the one we follow, is designed to produce obedient workers and useful servants of the society. People who will take orders, not innovators and original creators. The power and the authority in the pre-digital era of the teacher came from monopoly on access to knowledge. So the student, because student is dependent on the teacher for the knowledge, and he gets a third-hand education because what the teacher is teaching, he didn't invent any of this. There was a great person who originated thought, he got a book, somebody taught, this, the teacher learned it from somebody, and then he is passing on this to the student. Now we have free and abundant access to information and knowledge. This model no longer valid. Many new models are emerging, and we have great research which tells what creates the most effective learning environments. We need customized learning so everyone can learn what they want. We have availability of various different knowledge sources. We should have collaborative group learning, and we should have assessment for deeper understanding. This school in Hong Kong already practices this. There's so many centers throughout the world practicing it. This is the board in the director's office. Any student goes to ask a question, the response is up to you. Figure out. The Haja Center in Korea, in Seoul, The theme is we upgrade ourselves. We don't need teachers. Let's do something interesting, something we will like. Freedom to learn is a necessary condition for the full development of an individual's creative potential. It includes freedom from compulsory courses, curricula, freedom from authority, freedom for the requirement of tests, exams, and grades. So obediently, all of us follow in this system. Knowledge is something, this is a Upanishadic wisdom, which becomes methodical and systematic without any method, which is transferred, but no guru can transfer it. Aurobindo said, the first principle of true teaching is nothing can be taught. The fact that you taught a course doesn't mean that knowledge got learned. Only learning can occur. In the present system of teaching, we see the example of this all the time with our students. A subject is taught a little at a time in conjunction with a host of others, with the result that what might be well learned in a single year is badly learned in 7 years. Centers of learning must help the students and the educators to flower naturally. What is flowering? Flowering is an essential part of God's design to ensure the world continues. It's nature's design for every living being to ensure continuity of the universe. And the problem, the search for individuals who want to learn or to find more, is to find out what kind of flower one was meant to be so that you flower in your own unique way. I end this with a very interesting video I found on the YouTube. It just shows amazing. Thank you very much.